You got, all right, he's got it now.
Too sunny for it.
Yeah, Chris Spachman here with Dan Pohl out at the Pohlcat Golf Course at their signature hole, hole 17, part of our summer swing with my 104.3 and 92.3. First of all, Dan, thanks for having us out here. And if you've never been to the Pohlcat, it's just beautiful. One of the top golf courses in Michigan, and this is one of the top holes on the course that you actually got to design. And make sure you tune in to Spock Sports Show Saturday. Great conversation with Dan Pohl, talking about him designing the course, youngsters coming up playing golf in mid-Michigan. Just make sure you tune in Saturday, 12:30 on WMMI. But I'm now going to take it over to you. Hole 17, what's it all about? And you just had some new additions here too.
Yeah, you know, every great golf course has good par threes and usually one that really stands out. That's what kind of keeps people coming back, Chris.
Want to get that hole in one.
Well, you hopefully. At first, for most people, is wanting to hit the green because the intimidation factor with the Chippewa River running through here is you know, that's fear written all over it. But when you look at this entire hole, the way the tee box sets along the river bank, and then what we did was a couple of different things. The first thing, when I wanted to put the wow factor back in, where we had a lot of growth on the left side of the tee box, it just didn't give us that look that we wanted. I built a new tee box. You know, it's surprising that people don't understand. In a charity event, you need about 169 to really have a car hole that gets the distance that. But by doing that, we had to bring it to the back tee and put the pin in the back right corner, which was almost impossible. We've never had a hole-in-one back there. So by building that tee box, we can add the pin placement in the center, which is really the place where a lot of hole-in-ones are made, and give them that distance. But the other things we really did, besides just, we added some tee space over here on the left, which you can see is still growing in. But I added some front right, almost 900 square feet added to this green, both in the front left and in the back right corner now. I changed a little bit of bunkers, moved that back center one further back in, so there's some room between the back edge of the green site and the bunkers. So you get some really interesting shots if you knock it over the green, where before it just kind of was a straight down. Now you're going to have a variety of pitch shots that really bring out the creativity in players. So the beauty of the hole is there. The bunkering we've changed over the years. You know, we've always thought that this setting, this was one of those ones as a designer, you just say, okay, I can't quite screw this up unless the bunkering. The hardest thing about this, the green complex, was the amount of slope. A lot of the bunkering then was washing down, and we had a lot of problems with just keeping the faces where we wanted to, and the caping. So we narrowed those down, gave the green a little bit more expansiveness, and really just position these bunkers in here so that it's a little more sporadic. You got those big trees in the back. I just think this hole, as you come up off of 16, which is a great short par 4 or par 5, and then you come up here and you you rise up and you walk up to this area. This is the hole, in my estimation, that kind of gives you that wow factor and brings you back. So we've got 3 other great par 3s here, 3, 10, and 14. But this is the one that people will talk about.
All right, how far is it from the black, the white, and the red here?
Well, from back here where we're standing just behind us, it's right to the center of the green, right at 170.
All right.
But again, that's tipping it out. That's usually what they do with back tees. It's usually 2 paces inside of the back cut. And then from we can vary it. As you see, this is a very long, this is a 50, 60 yard long tee box where we can put it in wherever we want. I always tell the guys that are setting up the golf course that take a peek at where you want to sit this pin and compare it to what you're doing on the back nine, the other par 3s, and try to get some variation, because this is a really great short hole. When you have a 9-iron or wedge in here, maybe even an 8 or 7, you've got to control spin, you got to control trajectory, because that wind will move through these trees. So even though it's a big expansive green, it's usually pretty tough to hit it close. So it's one of those holes where you look at it and you go, oh, I shouldn't have a problem, but then you look at what we call visual noise. Visual noise, which is the river, the bunkers, the trees and everything, and all of a sudden you'd be amazed how that big green up there shrinks pretty quickly in the mind of players. So yeah, like I said, when I bring people to this golf course, and this is you know, this is the one I say, hey, there's 17 other great holes over here at the Pohlcat, but you're going to walk away and say, you know, boy,
this one was
that 17th again, depending on where the pin. By adding a front left really tight to that front edge, that bunker down in front, now you really can't hardly see the green complex from down there. So by adding even a shorter pin and a shorter distance, it actually in some cases makes the hole harder.
All right, Dan, thanks so much, man. Hole 17. Hopefully we'll be back later this summer.
Pleasure,
Talking about
Chris.
some more, man.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
See you guys.